Hello everyone, welcome back to another Adobe After Effects tutorial. In this one, I'm working in CC 2018, and I'm going to show you how to work with, and more importantly, how to animate tracking for your text. And this is extremely common in film, especially in when you look at like intros, or you look at outros, or credits, things like that. This is an extremely useful tutorial, especially for those of you that are motion make videos with that type of stuff in them. So let's just get right into this and roll through. Okay, guys, the first step, if you're following along, is we're just going to create a new composition. I'm just going to left click here and create a new composition. I'm going to go ahead and make it the 1920 by 1080 is what I'm using, but it really doesn't matter for the demonstration purposes. So whatever works for you is great. I'm going to go ahead and make a black background, just because that's pretty common in the film world, where you got black background, you got white credits popping up. So there we go. So you've got a black background. I'm going to make it 5 seconds and hit OK. All right, we're rolling through here. Now the next step is you want to go ahead and head up to your horizontal type tool, your text tool, and just click on it, and then we're just going to type in a name or something like that. So featuring... just put in featuring, we're just going to go nice and simple. Now obviously that's a bit too big, so I'm going to reduce the size of that down a bit, and I'm doing that here inside of the character panel. And before we actually go too much further, that brings up another good point. I like to work in the workspace text. Right now I'm generally in standard, depending on what I'm doing, of course, but if you switch over to text, you basically get, as you can see here on the right side, and I haven't made any adjustments to it, to the default. So you get the character panel, you get the paragraph, and then if you go down further, you get, effects and presets. But really, we want to work with character and paragraph. So there we go. We've got featuring. Now, you know what? This is using a stroke with no fill. And if this isn't the look you're looking for, you can swap it out like this, for example, where, okay, featuring. And also, this is probably not the text you would go with, so let's go with Helvetica Noia, just because it's a more common text and I quite like it. And bang, you know what? There we go. So we've got featuring. Now, here's where we're getting into the strange part, is normally when you work on tracking, you can go ahead and set the tracking here, and I'll show you how it's done. Very simple. You just hover over top, and it's tracking. You can either crunch it in, or you can track it out. Excellent, you're thinking, but here's the thing. You cannot animate this property here, as you can see. You can only set it. It is not animating, and that is the issue that we're going to deal with. So I am going to set this to very, very negative track here of about let's do minus 25. Now, if you want this to, for example, to expand out, again, very, very common in the feature film industry, here's how you do it. Instead of going over here to the tracking, you want to go to your type layer, you want to drop it down, and then you're going to see the option here to animate. This is the one that you want to click on. When you click on that, there's all sorts of cool stuff going on here. But for tracking, this is the one we want to look at. So I'm going to left click on tracking, and that's going to bring up a whole bunch of stuff. But to keep this nice and simple, and of course you can go nuts and explore and try out all the different things, but for a very simple but effective tracking animation, what you want to do is you want to basically just stopwatch on tracking amount. Now I've got this set to 0 seconds, so at the beginning we're going to have a tracking amount of whatever it is set at right now. That is the 0 point. Click the stopwatch, and then let's say at the 1 second, okay, and there it says 1 second in, we're going to expand the tracking out substantially. So featuring, and let's go 40 for demonstration purposes. So what does that look like? Go back to the beginning. I'm going to click off. I'll hit spacebar. Featuring. And there you go. There you have basically you've got a track animation that allows you to basically increase or decrease the size of the tracking inside of your text tools without using any of this stuff over here, which of course doesn't animate. So there you go, guys. Nice simple tutorial, but it's very, very common, very, very important. I hope you enjoyed it. Please leave a comment or a message if there's anything you want to learn. I'll try and help you out. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.